I think it was a foregone conclusion by everyone that it was a good move to go open up for someone as big as Tom Petty with where we were at as the Replacements at that time. Like, we had gone the club route till we sold those out and we're playing multiple nights, to the theater route. And now the theater route, we're carrying our own production, all that stuff. So that's kind of as far as you can go with that. Your next step is really that kind of crap. And it was the worst idea we ever had. And it really came on the heels of Paul really liked that record, that Full Moon Fever record.
Had you guys ever met Tom Petty before at this point?
I don't know if he had, but I certainly don't think I did. I hadn't. And nothing about Tom Petty and his band or anything like that bad. It was just not the right gig for us. I mean, we basically got out there and played in front of nobody. I mean, here we are playing, 2,000, 3,000 seat venues, filling those up on our own, to now we're playing in front of nobody. And getting paid we're getting paid okay, but we're playing in front of nobody. Because the scenario was, this was all amphitheater seating, which is outdoor. The first 5,000 seats, they buy those tickets first, and then you got the lawn. Tom Petty's fans were not real keen on getting there early, so we were just playing in front of empty seats every fucking night. And at that particular time, I think it was just sort of the final straw in a way. It just kind of like, we were already, since my brother left, trying to just pull ourselves and we're getting ourselves in a place that was, good. I think we spent way too much time monkeying around with, not All Shook Down, but Don't Tell Us So. We went monkeying around that record too much and too long and all that. So it was kind of already, we were in kind of a funny place and all that with, All Shook Down and all that. And I think that we kind of went crazy, I think, some dark crap. And I don't even get into it, but it was a dark little run. And at the end of the day, what came of it is we didn't get fired from it, and we didn't quit. We just decided, it'll be mutual beneficial if we part ways on this right about now. Idea. And to be more poignant about the wrong element of that, the same reason why, Tim sounded terrible, and why we used one of the Lord Algie Brothers to mix, Don't Tell a Soul. It seemed like a good idea. It seemed like we could use that kind of thing. And at the end of the day, when you tried to incorporate a good business sense with the Replacements, it never worked. Due to our own device. I mean, I think ultimately, when I look back at it, I really do look at us as like we were just such, socially inept, oddballs, and almost on the spectrum. I mean, we, just kind of like, and we were tight like that, tight to be like, no one gets inside, the shell. But in saying that, I think these opportunities that we may have poo-pooed were probably a telling sign to the record company and stuff like that. But, I mean, we stayed true to ourselves. I mean, that was what we were. Trying to... The whole idea of the music business is trying to take this little thing and, kind of keep mushing it until it's a star quality big thing. And we just were never going to be that. That was never in the cards. I honestly can't imagine what it was like for Paul. I mean, I know that that can't be easy. I mean, because he was the main songwriter stuff. I know he helped to deal with, that's a really nice song, but, I don't know how we're going to get that on radio. Those kinds of discussions, I think I was kind of out of a lot of those in a lot of ways until kind of later. But I know that, one, of course we want to get on the radio. Of course we want, success if we can get it. But the things that they want us to do, we always seem to fuck up. one way or the other. And that was our inner dysfunction, man. We're like, you know, we were some pretty dysfunctional dudes. And, you know, that's part of what made us a great band, I think, as well. You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. But I think...
when you were in theaters playing to 2,000 people, was that really everything that you'd hoped for?
No, because see, the theater circuit is weird in its own way because you're so far away from them. We're so used to playing shitty clubs and everyone's right on top of you. You kind of know, you're kind of with your fans at that moment. As soon as you put them 12 feet behind the lip of the stage, that's a whole nother ballgame. You know, and I'll go one step further than that. Cut to Guns N' Roses when they're 45, 50 feet away from that lip of that stage. You can't even fucking see them. It is a weird thing, especially when you're used to playing right in their face. You know, I think some of those adjustments we definitely didn't make very well. And I don't. And again, we just didn't. We couldn't. Like we physically. We didn't, and you know, for anyone that thinks about this stuff with the replacements, you know, if they like our records or whatever, it's like, you know, when I say we were dysfunctional dudes, it wasn't like we were trying to be dysfunctional. That's just the way we were. We saw that was the way we were going to be, as curmudgeonly and as, you know, not playing the game as we were. Like we watched our friends, REM, they played the game. They knew how to shake the hands and, you know, hold the babies, so to speak. We were like, fuck that. I don't even fucking like this fucking record company guy. I mean, you know, that kind of shit. I mean, it was like that. And we just couldn't do it. And dysfunction or not, that's why I think that's probably why our legacy and why the songs they still hold up because they were honest to that point, you know.
Did you ever see anybody from Tom Petty and Heartbreakers later in life?
Yeah, fucking Mike Kimball played on my Bash and Pop record, and that was funny. He put a 12-string guitar on it, and it was like, whoa, mind grapes blown, you know. No, we ended that tour in a fine enough way. I think they knew we were not having it. We were not having fun. I mean, when you get to a point where you're playing Nashville in the headlining band's wife's dresses, I mean, you know something's going amok. Something's terribly wrong here with this picture. And
who's the person that came up with that idea?
We just were, you know, hanging out, and we're like, ooh, that's a pretty dress. Hey, can I borrow that? Sure. Yeah, I mean, it was like that kind of thing. It was... I mean, honestly, they were all really nice people. I mean, they're kids out on the road and stuff too, and you know, I think part of their organization was just trying to keep us from fucking imploding in a way. So they're like our goofy little things like that. They're like, get the dress, don't worry about it. To get through tonight, you know, that kind of thing. Probably going on behind the scenes, but yeah, I think they just knew that wasn't a good hookup for us. You know, we were miserable. The situation, yes, and we were such creatures of our own habits and creatures of our own being. We really and you can hear this talked about so many bands where it's like they were just so insular. You know, we were pretty fucking insular. And, you know, socially inept to fucking the nth degree for that matter. And then we just couldn't do it.